Well, hello there, my pipe pals, mein Pfeifenfreunds. It's old Hoy Smoking Pipe Padre coming back at you on this Veterans Day. And I salute you with, of course, a pipe and, quite fittingly, a cup of lifer juice. Hoorah! Yep, yesterday was the Marine Corps' 239th birthday. Semper Fi to all Marines out there. Hoorah! And of course today is Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to all those of you who have served our country, and whether it's the Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Air Force, or even the Merchant Marine in times of war. That's why I'm kind of dressed up like this. I thought I'd kind of feel that sense of being back in the military. And on this Veterans Day and yesterday, and so just really enjoying some good documentaries. About the Marine Corps. There's a wonderful PBS one called The Marines. It's a really great documentary. As well as watching some new documentaries about recent campaigns in places like Kandahar and Fallujah in Iraq. Kandahar, of course, in Afghanistan. And just seeing what these brave young warriors have to go through in order to help preserve the liberties and freedoms that we all sometimes maybe take for granted on a too frequent of a basis. But anyway, today we salute our veterans. So that's why I'm got my old dungarees on, utilities on, camis on, BDUs on, depending upon what branch of service you are a part of. Those are all kind of synonymous for battle dress uniform. Well, I am here and I'm smoking a pipe I saw my friend Old Matches 860. Couldn't believe it. Got really excited. About last week or so I was watching some of his videos, getting caught up on some of my subscriptions, and I noticed he was smoking a Savinelli. This is a beautiful Savinelli pot pipe, and this, interestingly enough, was sent to me when I was in Bosnia, when I was a chaplain serving in Bosnia about 14 years ago. And I asked some dear friends to send me a pipe with a large bowl so that I would be able to smoke from time to time when I had a little bit of time off. I didn't have much. When you're deployed and downrange, you don't have a lot of time off to yourself. But every now and then we could maybe have a few hours we could carve out for ourselves. According to depending upon the mission, you know, if you're on a convoy or you had some other thing that you had to do, obviously you're not going to say, well, I got a timeout here, I know we're going to plan this maneuver, but I'm not going to be going, so it doesn't work that way. But it's a chaplain deployed downrange and in Bosnia for a year. Anyway, I had some dear friends send me this wonderful pipe, and believe it or not, I'm going to be talking about this pipe in just a moment. In it right now I am smoking some Selim's Black. And for some interesting reason, I'm getting a wonderful flavor. It doesn't happen all the time. Some interesting tobacco overtones, some spice overtones of cloves. No, I have not been mixing cloves spice with my tobacco like I did one time. I did the coconut, a little bit of coconut oil on some flakes, and tried that out. Wasn't a bad experiment, I will say. Coconut oil is interesting. I noticed that even though coconut can have a very pronounced flavor, When you put coconut oil in things, a lot of times you don't even taste it. So you can even cook in coconut oil like olive oil, and you're not really going to be able to taste a lot of coconut flavor. So anyway, I'm smoking, in this pipe, I'm smoking some Selim's Black. And just a beautiful, quiet afternoon, I will say. Now, in addition to this pipe, I am also smoking a pipe. I thought I lost this pipe, and I was very grieved. During the restoration of the old rectory here, basically we boxed up a lot of our stuff and moved everything out of the room so that people could come in and put in the new floors and paint and so on and so forth. And ooh, that's good. This pipe here, this Bari, I love this pipe. I love the shape of this pipe. Now, it's a heavy pipe, I will be honest with you. It's more in the traditional Danish freehand. It is a sitter. You know, it's a very well behaved pipe. Sit, sit, sit. Good pipe. Good pipe. Very well obedience trained pipe. But I got this pipe almost, what, 20 years ago. And yeah, 20 years ago, I got this pipe in Minnesota, a very special part of my life. That's good, very good. And anyway, and in it, I'm smoking some English blend, early morning pipe. Okay. So, in one pipe, I'm smoking some Selim's Black, and in this pipe, I'm smoking some early morning pipe by Dunhill. So there you have it. It's my little pipe. This again. If you have never tried, you know, smoking two pipes, you know, together, it's an interesting experience. Because the flavors that you normally get, or maybe I should say you normally don't get, unfortunately I got a little bit of an obstruction in this pipe here. Let me perforate it, see if that'll help. But yeah, hold on a second here. Ooh. Yeah, a little bit of a perforation there. Nice stem. Much better. Much better. I have to be honest with you. The Selim's Black is really flavorful. Sweet. You're gonna have some cloves, kind of a spice on top of it. And then this one here, when I go back to this one, this it's an English blend. The early morning pipe. It's got almost a meaty flavor to it. Very robust, hearty, kind of dark, you know, really strong tobacco, but good. So, you can really taste the sweetness when you go back to this, as opposed to the English in this one here. Just a different way of enjoying a pipe. Okay, I'm here to talk to you about a couple of people that I have discovered. I haven't discovered them, that sounds kind of arrogant, doesn't it? But a couple of people that I have come upon in my pipe YouTube travels and journeys. These are ways of shout outs. Want to shout out to, first of all, Grandpa Cavendish. A guy named Ed, I think he's in New York, New Jersey, I think. He's East Coast. He's an East Coast guy, I think. I know that for sure. At least I think he is. Anyway, he's got a channel out. He's got a couple videos up. So a very pleasant gentleman, and he's really happy to be part of our new band of brothers. So check him out. Say hi to him. Now this guy, younger guy, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Tagaur 001 has some really great reviews on tobacco. And I don't know when he made the reviews, maybe, but he had like 3 or 4 reviews. And he goes through a lot of tobaccos that a lot of us talk about from time to time. Some of the stalwart blends, like say Nightcap and Blue Mountain and Aaron Moore and some of the Rattrays blends and even C and D blends. He even talks about Haunted Bookshop. Anyway, he left me a message saying, hey, I've done a review on Haunted Bookshop. Check out my video. And I did. And I was just really impressed and really enjoyed. I watched all of his videos on his reviews. And I have to say that I feel a little bit, how do I say this? I feel like I'm not quite the crazy old guy that probably a lot of you think I am, kind of out there in left field. He actually validated that, some of the things that I like, he finds to be, very superlative and exceptional tobaccos. And like me, he's even had to go back on a few occasions and try some other tobaccos that were heretofore maybe not that enjoyable or that readily accessible. And he went back and found them to be quite good. Haunted Bookshop being one of those. Anyway, it's a good little review. It's good to spend time with him. And I really like his presentation style. Seems like a really he's a really good speaker, and he's just really kind of no nonsense, but he gets right to the point, unlike I do, like many of my videos, and makes a good point on the tobaccos that he is talking about, especially ones that he really enjoys and recommends. So I'll spell his name Tagheuee. I gotta get my glasses. Tagheuer 001, and then Grandpa Cavendish. Another person that I also wanted to say hello to, and is a guy named Marty Messina. He just sent me a little message saying he found a coconut tobacco that I might be interested in. Thank you there, Marty. And then finally today I want to just talk about this gentleman named Ray in Benetti. And he was asking a question about pipes, pipe shapes, pipe bowls. And what's my take on all that? Well, first off, people, pipes are like art. And there's something that I think that's why pipe smoking, I think, appeals to a lot of people. Because I think pipes kind of have they affiliate with our souls, I think. There are things that affiliate with us, on a practical level. Most of us will get a smartphone because of the features that the phone has, its convenience factor. people really buy phones because they look nice. I mean, all phones, I mean, to some extent, they're all the same, really. A little rectangle box, but it's what's inside that rectangle box, and the quality, if you will, and the price and all those other things that go into it, drive a person to make a purchase of a cell phone. But a pipe, that really appeals. It goes deeper. It goes to our soul level, I think. There's a mystical bond between a pipe smoker and his pipe or pipes. And then later you get into the beauty of the tobacco and the enjoyment of the tobacco. That's, you know, there's so many levels of pipes and pipe smoking and what it appeals to. So, yeah, you know, you're gonna, but I think all of us, regardless of what pipes we personally like, that's what attracts us. There's something mystical and, you know, attractive. You know, I think there's a beauty about pipes. You know, there's just this something, and then the tactile experience of being able to hold a pipe. You know. The feel of it in your hands, especially like say like now in the winter and is upon us almost, and you know, dark days of fall and autumn, and so in the evenings or the mornings, you know, it's kind of a cold, and so you know you hold a warm pipe in your cold hands, and it's a wonderful experience. Again, the burning leaves aroma of a good stout English tobacco. Yeah, nothing better. Yeah, a little bit of that nicotine buzz hitting you too. That's part of it. It's all a very sensual or sensory experience on so many different levels. You know, whether it's it catches the eye and the beauty of the pipe, or the taste of the tobacco on your tongue and your palate, or the, you know, even the aroma of the smoke, you know, wonderful stuff. So, you know, and I think Ray is looking for something that I originally looked for in a pipe. I mean, you know, what I just said there, all those wonderful experiences, you kind of want to have a pipe that's going to, you know, elongate, you know, that experience, you know. So, you know, a pipe that's only going to give you maybe a 10-minute little pipe smoke, you know, might be okay for some people. You know, maybe that's all you're looking for, you know. But for most people, or I'd say myself, you know, you're looking for, you know, a period of time that, you know, you don't have to rush. You know, it can take maybe half an hour to an hour to where you can maybe sit and puff on your pipe, maybe read a book, watch a little TV, listen to some music, or just sit and be quiet. You know, listen to the wind in the trees. Or watch YouTube videos of other pipe presenters. You know, sometimes, you know, I'll be sitting there and I'm watching somebody, and, you know, like Matches or whoever, and, you know, I'm going, man, hey, he's got a pipe just like I do, you know, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, I want to kind of, you know, graft myself onto that experience that I'm watching on the video, kind of being a part of that video, you know, and mystically, you know, bonding, if you will. It's kind of, I know it sounds kind of a little over the top, but I think so many people know what I'm talking about. So anyway, where did I put my check tool, my Gita Slam, as my brother used to call these things, a Gita Slam. Don't know why he called it that, but that's what he always called the check tool, is a Gita Slam. Probably some Greek word or something. Anyway, finding the pipe that's right for you, that's a very subjective thing. And some people like, you know, bent-shaped pipes. Some people like, this is almost a little bent shape, almost a quasi-bent shape, billiard, straight stem, calabash, church warden. Even some of the modern pipes like the Falcon pipe, you know, or just good old humble, like good old American Missouri Mershams. Can't go wrong. And so anyway, but the thing is that you want to look for a pipe if you're looking for a good extended period of a smoking experience. A pipe that has a good sized bowl. You know, this little Savinelli has a good sized bowl, as does this Bari. It's a very deep bowl, and the thing I like about this is because the walls are so almost uniform and they're so thick. You know, it's not gonna, you're not gonna want to endanger the bowl by burning it. And the second thing is you're not gonna, you know, it's not gonna be too hot to the touch with your hands. So you'd want to make sure that whatever pipe you get has good walls that are pretty much uniform. Sometimes you get a pipe that might be a little on the thin side of the walls. I have a few estate pipes that, although they're at one time were probably very good smokers, they're a little temperamental now because they're older and they've been reamed out maybe several times, and so that's lessened the thickness of the walls. So they're going to burn kind of warm and hot if you're not careful. And then there are some pipes that are, well, they're poorly designed. They don't draw as well as maybe a nicer pipe. But that's what you're probably looking for, is something that appeals to you, but practically is designed and is crafted and carved with a deep bowl, wide bowl, that will enable you to load your pipe with more tobacco, obviously, and have a longer smoke. Now, another thing too is you can also, you don't have to necessarily have a large bowl pipe to enjoy a longer smoke. I mean, some people tend to puff quite excessively, you know, and that's going to burn quicker, obviously. So there are smoking techniques that can also prolong your enjoyment of a tobacco. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a big, huge bowl in order to make the pipe burn a little bit longer. You know, just casually enjoying, as we say, sipping it, you know, enjoying all those flavors that you can get from the tobacco. And, you know, and then you just kind of have to learn the art of just kind of gently keeping it going. One of the things that you can do is just blow into it like you're going to blow up a little balloon. You know, you're keeping that air going through it, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it's breathing. And as long as it's breathing, you have a reasonable chance of keeping it lit, and you know, keeping the old fires going, the old home fires going. Well, I just hope everyone's having a great Veterans Day today. All you veterans, thank you for your service to our country. You know, we got to remember that you know, we have volunteer military now. And a lot of people don't even realize the places, recent places that a lot of our young Americans have been in harm's way. And we just, some of us just have no clue, and we take for granted the liberties that we enjoy. And it's all due to veterans who have been willing to raise their hand, take the oath, and put themselves literally in harm's way for people they'll never know, they'll never meet, so that they can enjoy the life that they now enjoy. And that includes myself and you who are watching. So the veteran is the one who has made all that possible. And let us remember those who have certainly made sacrifices, and the ultimate sacrifice on this Veterans Day. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. And as they say in the Marine Corps, hoorah, or in the Army, hooah. Don't know what the Air Force says. I think they say, is it time for lunch yet? And the Navy, haze, gray, and underway. And so we'll turn the ship into the wind, and light the pipe, and light up your world. See you soon.